Holy shit. I am so excited. Today we got Cam from First Class Creative. She is a model. She is a photographer, a business lady, one of the best.
I am not a photographer.
What? Oh, that was name. My bad. Let's go back.
Keep that in.
I will. We're authentic here. I'm going to keep that in.
I saw your face. I was like, wait, what?
It's not that I did faulty research.
Hey, everyone
I've
with
known
the
Cam
phone.
for a while. And I always thought Cam took the best photos. Her photography is insane.
Everyone with the phone is technically a photographer, so
This is
Pretty
true.
much.
This
no,
is true.
But what she does do is host events for photographers and models. It's meetups. It's great. I met a lot of people there. Holy shit. Especially you. And Uriel, who's on a couple episodes back. He's right here. I like that he doesn't have the mic either. So
I
it'll just
know.
sound
It's
like
going to be like nothing.
That's great. Yeah, we're here back at Empire. Saw it in last episode. Let me get this napkin off of this thing.
oh, it's like glued on.
Oh, God. Here,
Catch it.
How about for some...
ASMR.
I bet that sounds great.
Yeah.
I bet that
Nice
sounds
and
amazing.
crisp.
But anyway, last episode we did here. Check these out.
Oh.
I'll get shocked. It'll just happen. Look at these big old shorts. These big old jean shorts.
Big old shorts.
I got them thrifting. We had Allie. She's a thrifter. We had her on last episode. I thought that was a really great conversation. You guys should totally go check that out and see me go get these pants at Goodwill. Took some photos after. Alexsey took some photos of me. Check them out. I think they're pretty sick. Definitely his style. Definitely captures the essence of these jorts, I guess is what they're called.
I think they are indeed called jorts.
Yeah.
Good. I thought.
Good.
Nailed it.
Thank God. Well,
Compilation of Cam mocking
oh,
Nathan.
most definitely. I love it. That'll be clipped, and we'll make a whole special on that. But we got some hella good questions for you. We stayed up until 4 a.m. on a Google Doc last night.
So
Cam, your I feel like I've shot with Cam multiple times.
Yes.
And every time you can just get in front of the camera, you can be natural. You just break out these killer, insane, fucking awesome poses, which is a great help because me and Uriel had talked about some on our episode. I don't know how the hell to pose people. I kind of just let them do their thing, and then I'm also moving around just trying to get those cool angles.
Crunch.
So, getting into modeling in general.
I'm glad you caught that.
When you got into kind of the whole modeling thing, like how did you even develop what you wanted to model?
Yeah, like what's your story to like starting?
Mm-hmm.
What got you into it?
Okay. Well, it's kind of like weird, I guess, but okay. I've been doing photo shoots throughout the years. Like I remember I tried Paige Park's modeling agency when I was like 12. But
oh yeah.
and then I did another one when I was like, I don't know, another point when I was a teenager later on. And now I'm glad that nothing really like worked out because I was in like my awkward phase when I was like 12. You know what I mean? So
as we all are.
So yeah, I was like, it wasn't the time. But it was so like they want you to pay for classes and photo shoots like that aren't even that good. Like
those like there's a lot of Texas agencies that do that are like you should never pay to be like a model.
No.
Exactly.
It's
dude.
just not how it works. And
It's
like
not.
the classes, like $95 a class, like no.
$95.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's like a whole college at that point.
I know.
Good God.
It's like a whole thing, and you have to like get approved into there, and then you have to like do all this stuff to get to the next part of the agency. I don't know, it's a whole thing. So I have agency experience, but I never enjoyed that. I never got any jobs from them, and I never.
Yeah.
It was just like a waste of money. I won't say that I didn't learn anything. I'm sure I learned things about acting and modeling, but not. A lot of my stuff is really just like, I guess, self-taught.
Yeah, like it wasn't applicable to what you're doing now.
Yeah. So, basically my journey started December of 2019, I think it was. And I had been contacted by a photographer couple, and they wanted to do a downtown city shoot with me. And they told me like the vibes, and I was like, yeah, sure, like I would love to do that. And it was like a coffee shop vibe, and we went like kind of walking around. So had like a beret and like red lipstick, like that kind of thing, you
Very
know.
French-based,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
So I did it, and it was really great, and they were super nice, and like the pictures were so good. Still, some of my honestly,
Really?
one of my best photos.
Do you have that photo? Can I throw it up? Because I feel like I've
Yeah,
seen that
I could send it to you.
right here.
Yeah,
Check it out.
I'll send it to you.
Sick.
And shout out to Aaron and Kat. That's the couple that shot it. They're super nice and talented people. Unfortunately, they don't live in Houston anymore. They moved to Seattle. So
Oh, well,
that's the only time I got to work with them. But that was kind of like, it was kind of random. I was a content creator. I started doing social media and content creation when I was, more seriously when I was like 13.
Nice.
So I was making like kind of, 13-year-old videos, whatever. But I was so consistent and so like serious. I've always been like very entrepreneurial, business-minded.
Passion-driven.
Yeah, passion-driven, career-driven for sure.
Nice.
So I've been doing this for like a long time, but modeling never really was officially a thing that I fully went into until like 2020, which is like pandemic times, of course. So it was kind of a weird thing, but I did still do some modeling like one-on-one throughout 2020.
Interesting. Do you think that, sorry to cut you off, but do you think
okay.
that that kind of during 2020, obviously you'd mentioned doing content creation from a younger age, which I love that we kind of all were. Like it was just like it was like out of nowhere we just wanted to start doing this, which is great. That's how you realize it's your passion. But do you think that especially during 2020 and getting into modeling, you kind of use that as a stepping stone to eventually get like do you necessarily want modeling to be like your full thing, or are you like doing this helps my overall what I'm trying to get to? It's fun, and the exposure's there, and you know the craft.
Yeah.
Whether it be behind the scenes or in front of the camera. Do you kind of use it as a stepping stone, or have considered just having it feed into like other things you're working on?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, very, very deep
Good
question
question.
here.
It's this
Dirty
so
chai.
it's the
dirty chai.
Yeah. So modeling actually, like, again, I've always been interested in it. I've done like photo shoots throughout the years, but again, never really took it seriously or thought it was something that I really was super passionate about or really could do.
Yeah.
And then kind of after that shoot, I got reached out again about doing a shoot, and I got paid for the first time.
Whoa.
And I was like, it was like $75, which was like, that's
insane. That's like a whole main event trip as a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
and I was I think 15 or 16 when that happened. And it
Very
was like
good.
a bridal theme shoot with butterflies. And like, if you don't know, I really love butterflies. It's like kind of, in a way, part of my brand. I have a butterfly tattoo and everything. So it's kind of a...
gnarly. Where is it?
It's here. I can't show it, but it's like under my armpit, kind of.
I asked that because I had him show his tattoo.
Oh,
on
I
his
mean,
episode.
I have one on my finger
Hey,
here.
Oh, I love the song.
And
Picture.
then, yeah, you can...
Y'all can't see
My
that.
my
y'all.
chipped off nail. Angel
Whoa.
wings here.
All right, hold up.
And then now we're doing a
focus that.
tattoo tour.
So this is also a photo shoot, technically.
And then I have this one here, and it says, "Is this real?" And then I have
Nice.
the butterfly, and so I have 4 tattoos.
Sick.
Fun little fact.
I actually didn't. No, I think because I've edited your photos. Like
Yeah.
I know you had tattoos. I just forget. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, I know. And they're small, so it's not like anything like.
But
super
they're badass nonetheless.
Have you ever had a photographer like Photoshop your tattoos out on accident?
Actually, no.
No?
Not
Okay,
yet.
okay.
Not yet.
Right.
Because the angel wings are new, but the other ones I've had for a while, but not yet. It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But I have had makeup over this one though, and I didn't have
Interesting.
because it was for a Chi campaign, and they're kind of like strict sometimes.
Yeah.
No. I'm very aware. I think I told you this. Do you know Noor by any chance?
Nor last name? You don't know the last name?
Shammy?
I don't-
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Wait,
She texted me after the crash. That's the granddaughter of the person that owns Chi.
I think
founder
I
of
do.
Chi.
I recognize that name.
Yeah.
I can't say if I've met her or not, but I recognize that name for sure.
He's really cool.
But I know we got so off topic with the tattoos.
Sorry.
But okay, no, it's okay.
Back to
the deep question here. So anyways, yeah, I just started modeling, just kind of like took off, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Like not just like immediately just but it took time, but I was consistent and did a lot of like free work. I learned a lot of who not to work with and what worked, what didn't. And
Nice.
one thing I will just pop in and say right now is don't feel like you have to work with everyone. Just because you need content or just because you want to get exposure. I've worked with a lot of photographers that, like, their pictures, they're not usable now, or I wouldn't use them now to show my work. And then I'm just like, one time maybe to try and work with them is, like, okay, but, like, you don't have to be so, I don't know.
Like I say yes to everything.
Yeah.
So, like, this brings up a question I had on the doc, which was, like, do you think it's important to build your style, like the style you want to go for from the start? Because I know, like you said, saying yes to a lot of photographers have all sorts of different types of styles and can, like, if you want to build an image for yourself or a brand, you don't want to, like, be seen, like, I don't know, doing like a super dramatic type of look and then a super soft, like, which one are you picking? So do you think it's important to, be cautious of that from the start, or is it good to experiment first and then figure it out? Like, what was your process to finding your style as a model, or do models even have style?
Okay, that's also a really good question. Well, I'll give you an official answer to yours, and that is modeling modeling is a stepping stone for content creation, but it can kind of be flipped either way. So content creation can be a stepping stone to modeling, and modeling can also be a stepping stone to content creation. So they can both kind of intertwine with each other, but now modeling has kind of been more of a priority over content creation. Like, that's definitely something I do want to take seriously, and I really want to get actual, like, working with brands and stuff like that. And I was in Ulta stores last year. I think I was there for like a year. I don't know, I don't think it's still there, but they did change out the photos, so there might be some stores that have me in there. And I was blonde at the time, so if you see that, I was
feel
blonde.
like every month, like, I look at and you got, like, different hair.
I know.
Really? It's awesome.
Well, I'm getting my hair redone, but same color.
Okay.
Same color. We're just going red again, but it's gonna be fresh tomorrow with Chi again. So
Hell yeah.
so yes, it is a stepping stone, but my intention is to have a full-on career with modeling.
Oh, good.
And now going to yours,
Hell
I want to make sure I answer your questions.
No, this is great.
For sure.
This is good.
So, building your style. When I think about my style, there's a few words that I can say come to mind, but I'm always, like, spiraling about this because it's so hard. Like, I feel like, well, a few years back, or back in the day of, Instagram, you needed to have your, like, aesthetic feed, your curated feed, your certain colors or filters or whatever, but now that's kind of gone. Like, people don't really want that anymore, but you also feel like most content creators feel like they still have to somewhat have a theme or some type of style, like a designated style.
Aesthetic or something.
You have to have an aesthetic.
And I've noticed, like, working with brands, they are, like, kind of against that now. Like, people hate, like, a perfect feed or, like, a one single, like, they love a diverse that you can do a lot that show that being shown on your Instagram is, like,
I have noticed that too.
And I think it's good because I think they've realized, kind of before, they wanted a high level of professionalism and consistency within people's work on their Instagram. Let's say they reach out and they want you to shoot. They want it, everything. You have a very distinct style and it's not going to change. But I think they really just are starting to understand the minds of creators and realize that this is an ever-changing process. As we're growing as people, what we see and whatever form of content we're making will change. We will forever grow our perception of the entire thing. So
we're kind of going back to, like, casual Instagram, which I love.
Oh,
like,
my God, yes.
It's like it's making it more fun to use the app versus like trying to keep up with people and, like, trying to have a perfect look, which is, like, so annoying. It can get very
everybody
annoying.
knows, like,
fast.
not everything is perfect,
people,
and
like,
we're always changing, man. And if you're not, then, like, I don't know, maybe try and
keep up.
maybe try and change. I don't know.
Get with a program.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it because I really love authenticity. That's always been a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I've always been very transparent about, like, mental health or things that I'm going through because I always felt like we were missing that online. At least, like, whenever I was, like, a teenager, I struggled a lot. And I used to post, like, honestly too much, because I was like a YouTuber before
Hell
anything.
yeah.
So I was always on YouTube, like editing videos, making videos, like all this stuff, and I would post videos of me like crying or talking about really deep stuff or making these little edits or
Just like freaking
whatever.
out.
Yeah, just freaking out on just freaking out on YouTube, you know. I mean, I was going through a lot of
Yeah,
stuff,
no.
but I just, now looking back, it's like I can definitely see how that's like concerning to, you know, people that were concerned about me. It's kind of alarming, and I would get made fun of for it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it was like taboo back then, but
yeah,
now it's like
now it's more
normalized.
accepted.
Yeah.
But I also do try to be careful. Like, I want to be authentic, and well, I mean, I am authentic, but
Yeah.
like when it comes to more personal stuff,
Mhm.
I do try to have a little boundary there,
Yeah.
because you don't want to do too much.
share everything. You don't have to
But-
share
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Because what I notice is like, and I think I had talked to you about this before, I've
Mhm.
seen you have started a personal account
Yeah.
as well as your main account, I
Yeah.
guess, used for networking or your portfolio or whatever.
Mhm.
And do you feel, because obviously you feel then at that point that it is important to represent yourself
Mhm.
authentically on social media. Do you think there is a difference between portraying yourself authentically or putting forth a version of yourself that you would like to portray? So, for example, on your YouTube, you weren't posting everything. You had taken that emotional part,
Yeah.
and there was a mission there, and then you had portrayed that. And that's why I don't agree with people giving flack to stuff, especially when they're like, oh, these people are only posting the good stuff on social media. They're not being true. It's like, yeah, that's what they want to
Yeah.
post. Like, it's representing a part of themselves, and everyone's going to represent it differently.
Yeah.
But I do think it's cool that, yeah, you are representing that side too. Because I do think it is also very important, I guess, in
Yeah.
today's society, especially when it comes to what we're involved in. You really don't see a lot of that at all.
Yeah.
And it can obviously be misconstrued sometimes too. Like, people are thinking they're mad or upset about the craft as a
Mhm.
whole. But no, it's like everyone's dealing with shit in the background too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't really use my personal Instagram a lot, because I'm
Yeah.
like so busy with everything else that I kind of forget about it. But I just like don't post like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I'm like oversharing. I feel
Yeah.
like these days I'm very like, I post less than sometimes I post less than I ever have before. But I also I'm much more like, I guess, serious and business minded about what I post, because I want to be viewed as a professional in
Yeah.
the industry, but I also want to be viewed as like someone that is relatable or is being like,
it's a very hard,
fine
like,
line.
it's a fine line. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out. Like, I
I think we
like,
all, like, it's a
Thank you.
balance you have to find, but like, like, cause my thought process is like, I have older people, like executives following, and then I have like young kids following me. Like,
True.
how do I cater to both without looking like too childish to the older crowd or too like mature
Too
and boring
serious.
to the younger crowd? Like, it's a hard balance, but
Yeah.
I think having two Instagrams, like you said, helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you're more carefree on your personal. But yeah, I don't think honestly there could
It's
never
so
be a
hard.
solution.
yeah, it's just
That's how you feel.
that's how I've been feeling, honestly, for ever since I started. Like, it's been a whole process the whole time.
Yeah.
I've never really found a solution besides, okay, well, I guess if I make another account, like, maybe I can just separate it a little bit. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I kind of neglect the personal account because I'm always on my business or my modeling
Yeah.
account. So, but I mean, I think it is important to have
Yeah.
a style. Especially nowadays, now that I'm more experienced, because now I've been doing freelance modeling more seriously for the last 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And I've done a lot of big campaigns and have had a lot of opportunities now. So I feel,
That's sick. That's so cool.
yeah, I feel like in a different place and able to say, like, I have experience and I know more, like, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I have more options, like, with people to work with and who I consistently work with and everything like that. I mean, I'm always working with Uriel.
Yeah. Hey,
we're-
shut up.
We're
Boom.
basically like a very consistent
Yeah.
team.
No,
Like,
for real.
most of my content is with him, so it's like, I mean, it's great, but it's like I never had that before, and I never really thought that I probably would
Like, it's
until
a
I was like,
possibility, yeah.
I don't know, it just, I didn't think right now I would really have that, but
That's sick. Is there any like because you had mentioned shooting with brands and stuff? Is there any like dream brands or like maybe like a potential sponsorship or something that you would just like love
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
eventually
mhm.
obtain?
Definitely. I mean, I really love beauty and fashion and stuff too. So I would definitely, I'm a big Ariana Grande fan.
But hey.
So I definitely would want to work with Rem Beauty. And also like love Selena Gomez too.
She's great.
Rare Beauty
She's
would
had
be
the biggest
awesome.
crush on Selena Gomez.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god.
So that Ariana Grande is my crush for life. Like I've had a crush on her for so long. So I love her very much. Shout out Ariana.
And Selena. And Selena.
And Selena, we love you
Team
too.
Selena.
Girl. Team Selena. We're Team Selena.
That's right. I don't really
I
know much
feel-
about it, but
I feel bad
most
for-
definitely.
Yes.
I feel bad for Justin a little bit, but like he's like seeming like I guess he's Team Haley, but
He's like caught in the middle. He's like, oh,
He's
I
like-
mean, I don't know.
I mean this is my wife, so I guess I gotta.
I guess I have to
he gets
support.
dragged to all
guess.
the events and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh
and-
no.
But you know, I've always been a believer too. But yeah, I actually have like an entire list on my like. We use this thing called Milanote for FCC a lot.
Really?
So
Wow.
yeah, recommend that Milanote. Shout out to y'all
What
because
does
y'all
it
are.
do?
Hey,
So
Milano.
it's like.
Yeah, I hope y'all are watching this,
Hey,
man.
actually, that's another sponsorship. So if y'all want to
Y'all
sponsor
can
us,
sponsor. Yeah, come on now.
we love using. I've talked to one of the people through email. But
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, hello. But yeah, it's really great. You can create mood boards on there. You can create
Oh,
like
sick.
plans. Like it's kind of hard to explain more so than like if you're looking at it. But you can create boards and you can put anything like pictures, text, and we use it for. We use it for a lot of stuff. So we have a bunch of we have concepts and shoots, and we make mood boards, separate mood boards for all the themes.
Nice.
We plan out our year, our months, our events, our shoots, just everything we plan on there.
Y'all are on
It's
top
so
of that
easy.
shit. I know that. I know
Yeah,
that. Y'all are really
I
grinding
try. We
this,
really try.
Which is good, you know. I
Yeah.
love when I'm able to, cause usually I'm at home or something, and I'm probably 40 minutes away from Houston, even though I'm down here. Literally, I've been
So
here
am
every
I.
day this week. Yeah, we're all kind of
Far.
except for you. You're south, right?
Yeah. Well,
25 minutes.
25 minutes. We're North 40.
he's
so.
the closest
Yeah.
one then, yeah, for sure.
But I love I feel like everyone just kind of goes to the city, and then we're able to talk about kind of just having to grind stuff, and it makes me feel more comfortable because it's a stressful process. But to know that
Yeah.
I'm not the only one trying to do it, not only does it make me feel ooh, nice, okay, there's a bit of not competitiveness, but I'm gonna try my best to work super hard.
motivation almost. instead.
Motivation.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Not being competitive, but
Yeah.
motivation.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
everyone's doing some different shit. Everyone's got a
Right.
whole different lane that they want to go down, which is awesome too.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a lot of motivation to just hear people talk about that stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, sometimes I get confused because I look at my feed and it's a lot of my work.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well, bunch of old friends or whatever, they really don't know what I'm doing now.
Mhm.
And it's kind of, I post photos, this and that. I get tripped up in my head and kind of stressed out of their perception of me through only what I've been posting. But I think it'd be more mentally straining to even try and keep up my personal life within the Instagram as well. So I just had to, my account now, my photography account, used to be my personal one. I just privated all the photos and haven't stopped. I've just posted photography. But I think that's where we differ. I think you like sharing a lot about your personal stuff, and I do on here as well. I enjoy that.
Yeah. Now you have the podcast.
Exactly,
to do that more
and it's more of a
also.
comfortable way of doing that. But it's an interesting way that I think I feel like I don't necessarily need to portray that. So I think we're different in that way, but which is good because you need frickin' both. But I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, when you're on my Instagram feed, you might not really. I try to sprinkle in personal stuff here and there, but it's really just modeling photos or photos that I take for content creation or of course I do reels too, so we'll see reels. So there's
Gotta
some
do
reels.
reels.
Exactly, you have to. So there's some reels that might be more I don't know, funny, or I've always kind of wanted to do more funny content because I feel like
I love
not
that
to
shit.
whatever, but I feel like I'm a funny person.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like I don't really show it a lot because it's, I don't know. I feel like YouTube was where it's easier to kind of show that
For
side
real,
of you.
I feel so much more comfortable, especially I think because we have all been doing it off and
Yeah.
on and this and that since we were kids.
Yeah.
But
And I think TikTok, you would think like, okay, I've made funny TikToks before,
Yeah,
like funny, stupid
I had a
TikToks,
whole account
whatever.
dedicated to that.
Yeah, but
10,000 followers and millions of views, but I didn't. I felt like I was being forced to create it, so I just
Yeah.
completely stopped, deleted it, and moved
Oh,
on to the
wow.
next thing. But I took all the information that I learned about the algorithms and analytics with me. So.
you just ditched it, like,
Oh yeah,
okay.
get that shit out of here. Yeah, no way.
I
No
keep
way.
looking at
Oh.
Nathan. He has
Oh
a leaf.
the
no.
Oh, you just flipped it.
That I heard that. How big was that,
was,
leaf?
yeah, no, it wasn't that big. It was like this
But I
big.
just keep staring at it.
Perfect
I'm
flick.
like, I need to get it out.
Perfect.
So yesterday we had a really fun time, and I got these amazing pictures right here. Alexsey also got some really cool pictures.
Yeah, I did. I haven't edited them though, so.
But yeah.
Yeah.
the only
Wait, where'd
way-
you go?
What?
Where did you go?
Yeah.
What do you mean where?
Where were you yesterday?
Where were you yesterday?
Oh, I was there. What are you talking about? What?
Nathan,
We
you're
were at
supposed to promote it.
Oh,
I was
oh.
at FCC.
I'm like, what do you mean? Where did I go? Yeah, you know where the fuck I was at? First Class Creatives. Boom. Photo.
Logo.
That's what it's gonna be. No, for real. This is what we've been talking about and building up to.
Oh my god.
Host a photo meetup group Instagram. It's amazing, really. And I can go there. This is a whole ad now. I'm serious, but it's gonna
The
be a good one.
words.
I can't do this.
We
I
have
can't.
we have a
have a whole
business
card.
card
The
here.
business cards, you know, the
You got
yeah.
them. They even have a thing
You
that
got
you
'em?
can put up to your
We
phone.
have a popple.
Yes,
A popple?
Popple, sponsor us. We have
For
popples.
real. And look,
Check it out, check it out.
look at this.
I'm gonna pull up my
Look
popple.
at this.
All right, guys.
You pop
Like
your phone
she
in
can
it.
Okay,
She
ready?
can walk past my
Popple.
pocket, and I'm like,
Look at
oh,
this.
oh my god, and then boom.
Boom,
Did you see
popple.
that link pop up? That
It poppled
is
up.
it poppled up. You should get back into comedy on YouTube. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I picked the wrong career.
Yes.
That's what I am
Stand
doing.
up.
I'm a comedian. Come on.
But seriously, like if I'm running dry on photos, which tends to happen, you know, when I'm stressed out and trying to throw everything together about a lot of stuff. But my creative juices are still flowing. I show up to a first class creative shoot,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I get a lot of good photos, and they're not just like photos to keep up my feed or this or that. But I often go there, and it challenges me creatively. And I notice every time after I leave, I get better and better at, I
Wow.
think, getting that, what I see in my head out there. And I learn so much, and it's great to network. I've met so many people that have been on this podcast there,
True.
including her.
Yeah.
And
That's how we
Uriel,
met,
and
literally from
Sam,
our
episode
events.
2.
Yeah, that's how I met you yesterday.
Yeah.
But how would you describe FCC, like, from your perspective, as the founder?
That's the founder. Ooh, that sounds
As
so
the
nice.
flounder.
Ooh, he broke a cup, guys. Y'all saw that.
Oh.
Y'all
my
see that in the
God.
back. We got that on clip, guys.
Glass
this podcast
broke.
is crazy, guys. Y'all gotta watch out if you come on here. I'm
I'm
just kidding.
scared.
Should we send that clip into the news?
Oh my god.
Yes.
You think it will?
Yes.
That's Washington
The
Post
podcast
worthy.
is still having shit
Oh my
happen.
god. I get to join y'all this time
The
around.
curse
Yeah, that's right.
podcast.
Now they'll have to interview all of us and him. We'll get a
And
social.
him. Oh, anyways, okay. So how would I describe?
Yeah, how would you describe FCC?
So
Really cool?
FCC, yeah, that's
Sorry,
it.
sorry.
I'm just kidding. So FCC is really community based. So everything that we do is really centered around bringing people together, or bringing creatives together specifically. And just obviously we're in Houston, so the Houston creative community. And again, more specifically, models and photographers. So I would describe it as a really great networking opportunity that also allows for creative growth and opportunity
And freedom.
and freedom, yes. And we really just, I mean, again, we're always growing and changing, trying to improve, and we're even, changing some things up from here on out. So we're always working on it. And I'm always literally like all the time, every day, like it's always on my mind, and I always love working on it because I just
sweet.
love to do it. So, which is great, but it's also stressful, at times,
Most
but
definitely.
mostly great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just like to provide opportunities to creatives because me being a beginner model, a few years ago, and knowing what I've experienced with like, who do I work with? How do I start? Like, I need to build a portfolio. I wish I had what I have now created.
Yeah.
So that's why I created it, because I needed that.
So
I
sick.
wanted that. And I was trying to like fill a gap in the creative community by creating FCC. So I feel like especially for, I mean, honestly, any level, like beginner, intermediate, and pros can get something from this. But specifically beginners, I think it's super, super beneficial and great to come to our first class creative events and photo shoots, because we do more events where we have like more people, but we also do things where it's like more stylized, more conceptualized, and it's kind of a smaller group of people.
It's very comfortable always.
Yeah.
I notice whenever I go there, I'm like, I can just show up, I can talk to people if I want. I don't even have to, like, if I go and I'm like, oh, I'll shoot a couple photos, I can shoot a couple like I did yesterday, and then we just talked for the rest
True.
and networked with people, which is great.
I don't want to forget about the networking aspect. That's why it's important to me to do that. And yesterday was really was very much like a photo and networking, which is what I put on the flyer. But I wanted people to understand, like, hey, you don't just have to take photos the whole time. Like, you should really talk to people too, and like you don't have to like feel pressure to do that. Like, you can make it what you want to get out of it.
Whatever you put into it is what you'll get out.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like, it's just really up to you, the kind of experience that you want to have. But we always try to like provide, obviously, a great, somewhat organized experience, because it's always hard to like fully organize like a group of people. You never really know, but we've never had a bad experience. Like, we've always had mostly great people show up, talented people, chill people. Like, I mean, we've made friends, like met you,
it's a great
and now
time.
you. So like, we've met some really great people, made some great connections from this, and even like outside of our events, we've been able to connect with studios and other creatives and other businesses that like we can collaborate with or work with, makeup artists, hairstylists, like all those different types of creatives in the community. And we can all work together, and we just create a creative team. Like, it's different based on what we're doing, so we kind of always have like a different team to work with, and it's really fun.
It's so cool. And I think what's also interesting, at least from my perspective, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or say I'm completely different. That's a term, right?
Yeah.
You know that? Okay.
Toot my own
Or like
horn.
say, toot my own, But but like, and not even to say that I'm so unique and different, but I feel like, especially at first, when I showed up to the events, I noticed, at least from the pictures I saw, like, I think I have a different style than what everybody was shooting there.
You do,
Wouldn't you say, like, it's more like edited, or it's color different?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
No, you're not.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. But I love it though. Like, that's why like you're one of my favorite people to shoot with.
Thank you.
Because I love the more creative stuff. That's not something you see all the time. Same thing with Pixel.
Yeah. Pixel.
Same thing with Pixel. He is very like, his style was so different, and when I had first looked at his page, I was like, why? I thought you would have so much more followers. Like, I was really shocked because he came to my event before FCC, but I was doing events before FCC. That's how I met him, at an event that I threw in Galveston. And shout out to everyone who came to that as well.
I wish. I just didn't even
yeah,
know.
I wish you were there too. That would have been so cool.
When was this?
This was last July. July 10th.
Last summer.
Yeah. So last summer, almost a year.
Wow.
Not that long.
Let's do a like
crazy.
anniversary
A
party.
riot. Oh my
Throw
God.
a huge bash, man. Come on, I'm down.
A huge bash.
A huge
FCC bash.
FCC bash. I got all the surfboards I can bring.
Oh.
We'll just, that'd be.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, it's super cool. Like, it's cool. Like, I created it. I made an event, and then I'm building a team. I'm building connections. Like, just because I'm doing this, it's just insane. Honestly, surreal.
Yeah. You've personally helped me network and navigate from ground level. I knew nobody down here through the Houston community completely. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is
That
literally
means a lot.
like,
Look at that. The
seriously,
impact
though.
the FCC
Yeah.
and Cam
Look at the
created.
and just on me,
impact.
and like Uriel too.
Pixel.
His Pixel. His Pixel. His
That's
retouching
Pixel.
ability is fucking off the
I know.
walls.
I know.
It is insane. Like,
I know.
and then we talked about that on episode 4.
Yeah.
So.
Keep referencing that, but
Yeah.
we gotta shout it out. But I mean, obviously we work as a team on FCC, so I'm the founder, and I do like every role basically, and then he also does obviously a lot too, and mostly the photography stuff and the creative stuff.
Yeah.
I'm more of like the businessy person.
Getting those
He
contacts
definitely,
prepared.
yeah. He still helps, but like that's more of my like I love
Expertise.
the creative stuff and the business stuff. So I
yeah.
just do everything.
I'm so with you on that. And in fact, what was fun, I think, is like for this, I had sent you, and I believe I got this ready after Uriel's episode, but like a document outlining like how this goes. You know, it's an easy process, whatever. You know, for the podcast, pretty much just I'd send this to guests or whatever. But you pointed this out to me. It looked like shit, bro. I don't know how to write documents. Like
My
in
dyslexia
school,
kicked in.
Oh my God.
But he refined it and made it so great. So I love the business aspect. I just don't know how to fucking do it. But like,
it's a learning process.
yeah, it is a learning process.
And you're still new to the podcast stuff, so.
Yeah, true that. But I think
Work in
hopefully, yeah, we're getting like a handle on it. And
No, you are for sure. I mean, especially after that crazy stuff that
I'm
happened.
wearing the same shirt. Do you want to see the
Boy.
rip?
You
Oh,
have the
from
rip?
Little rip.
From
I don't
the
think
car
anybody's
crash.
seen this ever.
Oh.
I'm gonna get hurt so much from this.
I'm
podcast.
scared.
All right, let's see that rip. Oh. Sorry.
I'm electric. I swear. I'm gonna edit in like a lightning bolt. To
Maybe
that.
it's
For
the
real.
shirt that has like bad luck.
Yes, I
Maybe
think
it is. It's my
I'm kinda
favorite
s- I'm
shirt.
kinda
I love
scared.
these rips right
I'm
here.
kind of scared now that you're wearing
Watch
that
this.
shirt.
Let's make it blue.
No, I didn't.
Let's make it blue.
Yeah, that's right. That's so interesting. Do you find that very interesting? Daily Joseph Internet. He reposted our. Well, we were like the main thumbnail of the video
Yeah.
too. But the whole car crash incident, and he photoshopped my shirt in the thumbnail blue.
That was
A bright blue. Do you know why?
to catch the
Tell
eye.
us.
To
Thumbnail.
catch the eyes. There is
Yeah.
a science to development of thumbnails and the color. And I don't really focus on that with the long form videos here.
Yeah.
You know, I like to have it, you know,
Yeah.
people know it's the longer one because
Yeah.
of the way it looks, but I'm trying to learn that science as well. I think for like the medium form clips. And now you said, I think YouTube Shorts you can do thumbnails now.
Mhm.
I've been reading about that for weeks, and they
Yes.
finally implemented
Really?
that.
I was wondering.
Gonna be huge, but
Yeah.
I think it's only like 10 to
Gonna be
15. Big old deal right there.
I can't.
I think it's what 7 to 15%, or no, I don't even think it's above 10% of short views come from the homepage. So they're always going to
Oh.
be on the feed. So it's
Okay.
not going to be a big change, but one to definitely consider if you're posting short form content on YouTube. FYI.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun business facts of the day with Nathan.
Love it.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah. What else do we got, huh? Huh?
Let me
I
see.
mean, we can go more into business. We can go more into the creative stuff.
Yeah, maybe
There's
like
lots.
yeah, maybe business and like if you've had it, like let's talk about failures. What are some things that you fucked up on and have learned from?
Okay,
Because that's like the big deal.
that is.
And I'm gonna say it right now. So like the thing is that I've noticed with this podcast thing, like the mics broke last episode. I well, not technically, you know, because I figured out the problem was the interface and the power, and I needed more connection. And you know, you got to kind of be glad when things get fucked up, because except for like the whole.
Except for
stuff.
your back.
Yeah.
Except when your
that
back gets fucked
hurts
up.
like
Yeah.
shit, and it's
Maybe
getting
not
worse,
that
so.
one.
Yeah. But I like now it's like I've gotten to a point to where if something goes wrong, I'm like hell yeah, because now this is gonna be fixed. There is a way to fix it, and I
True.
won't have this problem later on down the line. I'm just getting that shit out of the way. I think with
I wish I could
first
think
class
like that.
creatives, but I feel like yeah, it's either just recognizing the fact that it happens, but I'm sure that you just get through it, and of course it sucks.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I'm a little bit more pessimistic. I feel like maybe I'm getting better, but I feel
Yeah.
like whenever something bad happens, I'm like, oh my god, like,
Like,
no.
I'm never doing this
Like
again.
I just kind of I
Yeah.
get really like into it but you know when it comes to FCC especially like
Yeah.
it's not something I'm willing to just like give up on.
oh completely.
So it's like
And that's how you can
you
tell it's
know.
passion driven. And
Yeah.
and then like I find myself sometimes excited to learn from those. But
yeah.
can you like maybe pick out any instance do you think that's happened throughout the whole process of FCC that maybe something went wrong and then you're like, okay, now this is fixed. It's not going to happen again.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. Again, I don't really consider these failures,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
But
yeah.
things that
What's
I
a
learned
failure?
from.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, everything that we've done with FCC has overall been pretty successful.
Yeah.
Not like, oh my God, we're like just you know, I don't know.
Billionaires.
Yeah, we're not at that scale. But I'm saying like for at our level and for what we're doing, just starting,
Yeah.
is successful, and we've really I'm still proud of everything that we've done and been able to do and where we're at this point. But there's definitely been times like when I started doing the events, you know, and we're figuring out pricing and how we need to set them up and everything. And I've definitely learned I've learned about pricing, and even now we just kind of hit another breakthrough with how we're gonna do that. Ooh. Because we feel like we were underselling ourselves a lot for what we provide. So we're thinking like basically we know our worth.
Hell yeah, which is good. And I think that's a lot of thing, not just for photographers but for content creators to get behind. Yeah. And this is going to wire me back to the modeling topic.
Okay.
Because I completely forgot to ask this. I know when people are modeling, and especially starting out, and you're like, you don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to shoot with everything. Do you think that by being picky, and maybe not when you're starting out, but later in the line, it kind of represents you as maybe more exclusive? So like, for example, I feel that a lot of photographers would be turned off for a model that shoots all around town. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, how am I going to pose this differently or represent her or him or whatever in a different way, versus someone who's maybe new to the scene and you're kind of working with like a blank canvas at that point. Yeah. Do you think that, like, how would a model even go about that? Do you think because I'm sure there's pros and cons for both. Yeah. If you're working with everybody, your portfolio is going to be up, your networking is going to be insane. But if maybe you're past that point and you're working with fewer and fewer people, that maybe represents you as more professional, maybe. Yeah. It's more exclusive, and I don't know. I feel like to eventually get to that point too, you're gonna have to like, I don't know. Maybe go through both of them. Yeah. And then maybe that's like the timeline of a model.
Yeah, I feel like it's a process thing. Because like if you're being more exclusive when you're starting out, I don't think that makes sense.
And it's gonna be hard. And you gotta learn the craft first.
Yeah. That's not how I was. Like well, it's not that I said yes to everyone. I definitely said no to things because I'm very like cautious and like anxious about like something happening, and you have to be that way.
Houston is a dangerous fucking place.
Creepy photographers.
Yeah, especially as a woman, you have to be aware. Like these people will take advantage of you, especially as someone starting out, especially if you're a minor. So I was a teenager, you know, doing a lot of this, and then I'm 20 now, so it's been interesting to kind of see that too, like how people treat you when you're like a minor versus as an adult. That's also another thing. But I think definitely you cannot be picky at first unless you're like super lucky, but I think it's just a learning and growing process. So like maybe for the first year you have to be, you know, basing this off my experience, of course. Yeah. But like the first year, I think you should really be pretty open. And also,
it's kind of like acting.
You're kind of trying to find your style, like kind of like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
You need to work with different people and see what you like and what you don't like.
True that.
So I would say the first year, you know, be more open and don't feel like, I don't know, like it's trial and error and like just learn. And then as that goes on, depending on like your experience level and like what you've done, you can kind of reevaluate. And then I mean by that point you should probably, all goes well, be able to like charge for shoots and stuff. Yeah. But you don't want to like do your rates too high because you want work, but also don't do them too low to where it's like nothing. But being consistent with that is really hard. Like even now, my consistency with that is not like, it's not full time.
Because it's a forever growing niche too. Prices are changing, places, venues, you know, cost for photographers, this and that. Everything is always changing and developing. So I guess that's also something that you have to be wary about and kind of stay on top of, especially if you're if you're in the process of building that portfolio or building your persona.
I would say now, like being 3 years, I guess I'll be 4 years in at the end of this year. Yeah. I'm definitely more exclusive. Yeah. I don't work with everybody. I mean, now I pretty much work with Uriel all the time. And I work with you fairly often.
Yeah.
And then there's a few other people that like I feel like I work consistently with kind of the same group of photographers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
like,
I notice models do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like photographers do as well. Like from my
Mhm.
perspective, I think the more experience you have, the more you can kind of like I think it's good to be picky sometimes.
It is. I
because-
agree. Right now, like where I'm at, I am
Yeah.
picky.
Yeah, like
Very
you
picky.
have to be, because it's like your art has like, if you have a specific vision for yourself or for the artwork itself, like you don't want to just like, I think the subject is a big part of it. So I don't want to like shoot like, I don't know, a Hispanic themed shoot and have like a black person in it or a white person. Like it has to be fit my vision. So
Exactly.
it's good to be picky that way. Like models have specific looks for different concepts.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people can take that the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like they can be like, well, how come I can't do that? Like, but she can. What? I'm like, there's certain, that's kind of how it is. Like, there's certain looks that fit something, a theme better. Or certain
a skin
I don't
tone
know.
that fits a certain background
Yeah.
better. Like I always think of that, because I don't want to, I don't know, it's just important to know what you're shooting and why you're shooting it. Don't just shoot something and like grab a model. I mean, if you're in the experimental phase, I think it's
sometimes
it's good to do it.
I like that. I mean,
you can. I feel like it's
random.
a challenge.
It's a challenge. I like the way
it helps you
challenges me
learn.
creatively.
It helps you experiment.
But
and
just
like
if you're being more intentional, that is where you want to be. Like really think of all the details. Like
picky, choosy.
And it's not like don't take things personally. I would say, because I think the industry is so like. It can feel like, oh, you're being targeted or you're not like wanted in this space.
Exactly.
But it's just, there's something for everyone. And I think people forget that.
They have their connections and they work with people multiple times and they really, you can match well. Like I feel like most of my feed now is a lot of your photos.
Yeah.
But it's just like, because the way you model is very good. We always seem to be at like the same places.
Yeah.
And it fits well. So it's like, that's always like, I could always count on you to like be in the photo and it delivers and it gets that vision through,
And like, since I obviously like your style and stuff, and you like using me as a model, like it just happens that way. It just works, and that's how I feel like after you get to a certain point, it just kind of ends up happening that way, where you build relationships, and then you're able to have reliable connections and collaborate and stuff, even if you're not getting paid or whatever. Like having those good collaborations can still be very helpful. And also if you know how to like make content out of it too. Like I've been so good at getting like BTS and things like that to make reels and TikToks and everything, because you have to kind of have the video content
with the
now.
algorithm,
So doing that kind of stuff too, it helps with the content creation side.
Everyone's comfortable. People
but
know what it's about.
It's something that's been a little bit challenging for me, is knowing, should I always be posting these like super like high quality photos, or should I post more iPhone photos? Because I feel like it's hard to mix that. But
it is hard, but I know what you're saying. Like when it's like too professional, I'm like, I don't know if I like this. Like this is like intimidating.
Especially when you're self-conscious about your own work, because you're like, does it look like I'm trying to be professional even though I'm viewed as not? Because I often think, how do people view my work? Does it even look good? Do I look like I'm just cheesy or corny? Like that's a constant thought. That was a plane?
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
But yeah, I'm glad we can kind of like figure out, because that's what I was curious about too, and that's why I had asked that question in the first place, of like how a model should approach it, being picky choosy at first, or if there's a process. So
I think it's definitely like there's a journey.
Yeah, because you will. Yeah, I think.
Because if you start off and you're like, I'm
then
not
gonna
shit.
Yeah.
work with this person and you have to pay me, and if you have that attitude, that's not gonna get you anywhere.
Like they're not gonna pay
And
you.
I've met people
They're not
like
gonna pay
that.
you,
I've
girl.
met people like that, and it's like, I don't.
Yeah, I
I
value
attitude, bro.
I value experience over anything. Like I feel like if you've been doing modeling for 4 or 5 years plus years, like I know you know how
and
to
you
pose.
have good work on your page
you're
or portfolio.
comfortable.
Resume.
Like
Yeah.
it's like you pay for experience, and like
Yeah.
modeling is a difficult thing to like
Super difficult.
be comfortable with. Like you don't just do it, and even if you have like the perfect runway look, you don't just instantly like get it. You have to like learn how to model.
Yeah.
It's not
And it's like personality. Like I've met people where I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're just doing it just to like get photos, or because like you're attractive, but like for me, I'm very passion driven, and again, since I like business too, it's like there's just a lot more depth to it than just
what people see.
taking photos or just being pretty, or just like there's just a lot more that I enjoy. And I also like, I can tell when people have like a genuine love for it, or they're genuinely want to do it. And some people just have a really nasty, arrogant attitude, and I'm like, you're not gonna, what's that doing for you?
Yeah,
like,
like it's our, like we should be so thankful we get to take pictures of them.
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
as a photographer, we don't want that shit, bro.
Yeah.
This is a collaboration of an artistic vision.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of models out here that really do get that shit, and I dig it, bro. But like,
there's a lot that don't.
There's a lot that don't, and I think now people are starting to wake up, at least here, and realize and kind of be like, and people are posting. I've seen a lot of people posting about it. Like, that's not how you should approach this shit.
Yeah.
And I get people can think like that one way, and then they have a change of heart, and they realize, and they go back from that.
As long as they learn from it, that's really what matters. But I hate seeing it, because I'm like, I understand. I fully agree that everyone deserves to get paid for their work and their time and whatever. I agree. I wish I got paid more. But guess what? That doesn't always happen. But if you have like a genuine love and passion for what you're doing, especially like what we're doing in this industry, just sometimes like I do stuff for free with people I genuinely believe in and want to see grow, and I have the same vision because I love to do it, and because I know we can both help each other and it's beneficial on both ends. Like, why not?
Like, I've stopped pretty much, unless someone asks me for photos, if I want to go do something, I don't charge, bro.
Exactly.
It's like, not only do I love to do it, but I don't even want to get really money involved with this.
That's
you know?
That I saw something recently where it was like, even if you are really experienced, like if you're doing this for 6-7 years, like, and you really love something, just do it for free. Like, you deserve to get paid, but it's not always about the money. Like, I think money is so stressful for me. Like,
it can be,
I don't want to
for
think
sure.
about it. You have to, but like, if you're just passionate about it, like, just do it for free. Like, if it's a good opportunity that will benefit you, that will, you know, open new doors for you, like, just do it. You don't always have to get paid.
And having that attitude, that closed off, arrogant, whatever attitude, that's gonna prevent you from growing and getting connections and opportunities that can really benefit you. From being the way that I am, which is hopefully very genuine. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like am I where I want to be ideally, like top? Like, no, I'm not there yet, but I'm fine with where I'm at. I'm still like, I feel like I'm definitely going to grow a lot this year, and there's a lot of things I want to do, but I don't have that attitude.
And some,
you know?
I know exactly. And one thing which I think I also kind of see it in a certain way, and I don't want this to be like taken out of context or make me think like I think this in a different way, but what, you think it's going to be a huge topic of conversation?
What is it?
Like, I saw him smiling over there. I'm like, don't worry,
I wasn't
I'm
listening.
fine. I won't say anything too crazy.
What happened?
But it's like, sometimes if I see someone who's trying to get into modeling and I know there's definitely potential for them and I know it's their passion, I'll shoot for free because it's kind of like a stock. I'm not, you know, like if they grow and stuff too, I will have taken their photos.
Yep. That's also true.
And it's like investing kind of. So you're helping them.
That's how I
and
view
they're helping
collabs
you.
mainly.
That's how.
It's just
yes.
because it's an equal exchange. It's supposed to be beneficial, and I work with people that I want to see grow.
Exactly.
Like, I'm always telling Yuri, I'm like, you should be in magazines. You should be on this, that. You should be at the top. Like, you should. I work with him all the time because not only because I get pictures that I love and whatever, and it's fun, but because I think he deserves success and we should grow together.
And it's a lot of just helping too, and like and that's where I think a lot of the money stuff does come in, and I hate it because it does kind of become a wedge at some point, because it's like, okay, well, if you want to shoot with me and there's really not like, it's not super beneficial to me, like I'm gonna take the photos for you, then it's fair to get some payment because there's nothing else that can be exchanged.
Like, I think when it comes to more creative concepts, like if you're like, if I were to approach you, be like, hey, like, I have this really cool idea, send you like a mood board or inspo or something, and you're like, oh, I love it, let's do it. Okay, we mutually agree, it's mutually beneficial because we both want to do that concept. But if I'm like, hey, do you think you could take my engagement photos? Then it's like,
it's like, what am I gonna? That's not.
Here's my rates.
I feel like with the whole money stuff, especially how confusing it can get, and not just confusing as in like contracts and licensing over the photos and stuff like that, but even within your mind, like I feel like it can confuse yourself over your motives with creativity and what you're trying to like put forth and represent through your photos. But I think it would be great to get to a place eventually, hopefully, and I think all photographers may think like this too, to where it's like you're, instead of trading money, you're trading exposure. So maybe you have a certain amount of followers, which gets you a model with maybe the similar amount of followers, and therefore money's taken out of the equation, but it benefits you both. And in fact, maybe even if a sponsorship deal is worked in there, it also benefits you both.
True.
So I feel like that's like a good, hopefully a good place to be at, that I'd love to get eventually.
There's like a chart I saw on like Twitter that was like photography level and model level and how you should like go about collaborating.
Oh.
That I think is really like helpful if you're like starting out.
What the
It's
hell?
like if you're like this experience of like photography, you charge this type of model, and then if they're more experienced, like you collaborate and stuff like that.
That's cool.
It's
I wonder
kinda
who made
helpful.
that. You know,
Yeah,
like, we're
and I
gonna
feel like
bump this shit
it
up.
plays into like us as like young people. We just like
Yeah.
we need a little guidance, and just so
We do.
it doesn't feed like egos as like someone starting out trying to charge someone like, you know,
Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
make
amount,
sure it's like
whatever.
evil.
Yeah.
I mean,
Evil.
Whoa,
Make sure
okay
it's
now.
evil.
Wow.
make sure it's an equal playing field for
Yeah.
everyone.
That's a good. I want to see that chart.
Yeah, that's really.
I'll have to find it
interesting.
because I don't know where it is.
Okay. But you've seen it and you
It's right
remembered
here.
it. Yeah. Hopefully,
Right
if he finds it. If not, I'll just put like a question mark.
Right.
Oh my god.
So I know, and especially we've talked about how to get into modeling, kind of your journey, what other people's journey may or may not look like, how you should probably act, which is great. We really covered a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But also, safety is a huge thing, and
Yep.
we brushed on that. But especially here in Houston, I've heard a lot of shit. There's a lot of fucking creepy people.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. Get the hell out of town.
Get the hell out of here, boy.
But like, yeah. But like, what should is there anything that maybe you've noticed that maybe models should look out for, or anything that can kind of help them deter against these creeps? Like, is there anything maybe the good photographers too can also do to prevent this,
Yeah.
or them going, whatever? Like, is there any protection against all of that stuff?
So I think, unfortunately, there are times where even if you're trying not to be creepy, that you can't help if like a model might perceive it as creepy or weird. Because some people, like me being an extra like super cautious, anxious person when it comes to that stuff. I mean, now I have like a really good detector internally, I feel like, with really determining, and also at where I'm at now, I feel like people know better than to come at me with that weird shit.
That bullshit.
Because again, I will call you out, and I also, because I actually did that before.
And good.
He's a pretty big photographer. He actually sent me, he threatened me through email, said he was gonna like involve me with a legal case and just threatened me, and it was really scary at the time. Like I was like, because I didn't even like, I was just defending my friend.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, but it's just bullshit, because I didn't do anything, and I'm not actually involved. I was just trying to like
get the word out there that hey, this can not only happen, but
and
stay away
still
from this
a lot of
person.
people will work with this person, and it's really frustrating because they don't, if everything that I've heard is true, which I'm pretty sure it is, they do not deserve that platform.
And the thing is too is, there's a lot of instances, maybe if a photographer's being a bitch or they're being mean or something, or vice
They have
versa,
an ego.
or they have an ego, like that's something they can learn from and get past. And I'd urge them to, if this is your true passion, get out there. But when you see those photographers who are creepy and they
Like,
go
that's
and
like
do
a
some
safety.
shit,
That's something you can't really
you've thought about
grow
that from the
past.
start.
True.
You've gotten into this for the wrong reasons,
Right.
and you've letting that take over, and that is completely
And
unacceptable.
now you're fucking
and
it
ruins
up
the
for
entire
everyone
thing.
else, which is like so
For the good
annoying.
photographers.
And because
Oh
of
my
those
gosh.
people, I feel like I hope I make people comfortable when I shoot them, and that's my ultimate goal, to make everybody comfortable. But I can't help to think, because of those experiences, that I hope they're really not thinking that I can come off as creepy or any other photographer. And I know a lot of other photographers, especially male photographers, think that way as well. Like, we don't want to be perceived as that, and these fuckers get up for us.
They do.
Bullshit.
It's like, it's
We
also
need to get out of town.
please.
Please.
But it's also like there's I think it's important for like photographers to kind of disclose, like, make sure you were talking about it yesterday, how you like you want to consult people you work with beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Like just talking to people like as a
True.
human,
Yeah.
like not like put the business aside for a second. Just talk to them, make sure they're comfortable.
True.
Make sure to let them know, like, you know, if you want to bring a friend, like, that's fine.
completely.
If that's a huge red flag, if a photographer
Yes.
does not let you bring someone on a shoot,
Uh-huh.
why? Like,
Yeah.
what's
Always,
I don't
There's no
understand.
reason
always
for that.
urge
Yeah.
people, whether you're shooting with ever, to bring somebody
Yeah.
with you, please. And here's the thing
Yeah.
as well. If you're a photographer, you should always expect them to
Yeah.
bring somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's cool. Like, I had a couple senior shoots, and obviously the moms like to show up and stuff. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's get like a I just love to throw in extra shit too, because I love doing it. I love editing. I'm like, let's
Yeah.
get a picture of the both of y'all, like, you know, doing some shit cool, and they
Mhm.
love it, and then it goes on Facebook and all that. So
Facebook.
it's just like, yeah, like, you just please think about like every situation that can go wrong, because there is like
Yeah,
it's-
unfortunately, it's always a possibility,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But that's a huge red flag. If they request you to come alone, that's really weird.
That's really
And you
weird.
Yeah.
shouldn't. It's not even worth working with them. Like, I don't care how many followers. I don't care. Like, there's no reason. Especially if it's gonna be one-on-one, you on set. They're like, no one else is gonna be there.
Mhm.
You can't bring anyone. That's weird.
yeah,
And
don't.
if you're going to a shoot and you just, for whatever reason, have no one to go with you, the least I would say that you could do is make sure at least one person has your location. Tells
Yeah.
at least one person where you're
And
going.
maybe don't go
what you're
shoot
doing.
in their house.
Do not-
go in a
no.
public place. I've had
Don't do that.
because like I don't have a studio or anything. I bought this little pop-up backdrop, and for a while, like, my room was the only place that I had like a plain white backdrop.
Yeah.
But I always be like, yeah, bring whoever, we'll chill out, we'll take some photos, it'll be nice. I kind of just go to my desk and edit, and like have them watch, pick out what they like. Like, it's so easy, and especially who would also want someone to come alone? Like, I feel like that's like
That's
whenever
so
whenever I'm
boring.
going, yeah,
That's
it
so
is fucking boring.
Unless you're like trying to, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I can't think of anything.
think of any way that I'd only want the model to show up,
Yeah.
because not only does another person there make them comfortable, which then will result in
better photos. Yeah.
But I like the vibes, man. I like meeting people. I like when it's more of a community feeling. Throw a party, whatever.
Throw a
you know,
party.
like, yeah,
Shoot
I
and
swear after every
party.
shoot I'm just hyped up. I'm like, all right, let's turn this into a party. Come on now.
Me at an FCC event.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my god. for
Exactly.
real. Yeah, for real. FCC events, like, they're a lot of fun, man. They really are.
Definitely recommend checking us
Oh,
out
for
at
sure.
First Class
It's
Creatives.
plugged all in the description.
We would love to meet you in person.
Yeah, for real. And I'll probably be there, man.
Yeah.
Because last time they had a raffle and I won.
He won free
I won a
entry, so he's gonna
Hell
be
yeah,
there
I'll
for
probably
sure.
be there. So come on.
But so back to the safety thing. I'm trying to think. Like, I've had, like I said, I was telling y'all. Fortunately, nothing too
yeah.
crazy, and I've never
God.
been physically harmed or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually just remembered another weird experience that I didn't think about earlier. But I'll go ahead and say that one. So, this is crazy.
I'm scared.
One time, I got an inquiry, right, about this guy was starting like a smoothie brand, and he didn't like look like it didn't match with what he was doing. But he was
Yeah.
starting a smoothie brand, and he was doing something else. I don't remember what he was doing. This was like 2 years ago, I think. But whatever. Basically, it didn't really make sense, and it was just really weird. But
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, it's a paid thing, and there was other people, and I was planning to bring someone, and I was like, I want to make money, so like, sure, I guess I'll go." So I went, and it was at like an Airbnb, and it was
Uh-huh.
actually really nice, and like he was dressed like in a suit and everything, and he seemed like he was chill, like everything was fine. I showed up, it was legit. I brought my aunt with me, and it was basically he just wanted like candid photos of us like eating, and like literally there was no smoothies. Let me just
Really?
preface this. There was no smoothies. We were just
Not
wearing
buying the
Defeats
product.
the entire purpose.
we were
So
just
confused.
wearing the t-shirts that he made, which
Yeah.
were like ugly and
Ugh.
cheap. But anyways,
just
Merch
just to
shoe?
even get
Ju-
people.
I'm sorry. Who starts a
Over.
smoothie brand?
I know.
Like, I'm not buying.
Smoothie King is already capitalized that market, first
It's
of all, and
weird.
second of all, I don't
Exactly.
even really go to Smoothie King.
Oh.
Right.
So like,
I,
So-
honestly,
Is it good?
I go to Smoothie King like every so
same
often.
with like my family, my brother
but
does.
yeah, it's pretty good. But
I
like,
just get like some banana shit.
Yeah.
You know?
What a
Somebody
weird
shit.
business.
no, so yeah.
shade.
So hey, and the thing is, I don't even think he's doing it anymore. But
Which is also another.
that I wouldn't know because now he's blocked everywhere. But let me get to that. So
Wow.
there was like a group of 10 of us, whatever. It was like, I think it was like mostly all girls, and then
Yeah.
it was him, and he was obviously a dude. We were just taking candid pictures. We took like group pictures. We took pictures on the couch. Like, it was so weird, but I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. Like, we're just
Yeah.
hanging out. We got like snacks, whatever. He paid us in like cash in these envelopes.
Yeah.
And I got paid like, I think it was like $100 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, whatever. Like, at least it was legit. But it was so weird. I was like, this is just like literally a hangout. We just took
Yeah.
photos. The photos, I never used them. Like, I did not like them. They
Interesting.
were, they were
Yeah.
ugly. But really strange. And then afterwards, we were talking in the group chat, like all the models
Yeah.
that were there. We were talking in the group chat, and like the guy was like messaging one of them like weird, like just weird stuff, like being weird. And then I was like, that's odd. And then he would say weird stuff to me too. I
Oh.
can't remember exactly what it was, but we were just all like, has he messaged you this? Like, he keeps messaging me. And I was like, yeah, he just said this, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And then eventually I had like said something or
Yeah.
whatever, I don't know. And then he messaged me, and he started like going off on me, and he was like calling me like, you ugly like skinny bitch, and like this and that, like all this like crazy rude stuff. And I was like,
The
dude, why are you messaging me? I was like, I was like 17, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like 17, blah blah blah. Like, why are you
like
being
yeah.
He's just like freaking out on me.
What?
And I blocked him. He messages me on another account. Had to block that account. Tried
Ooh.
again. Like, he was making multiple accounts.
What?
It
he
was
didn't
so
get what he wanted, so he's upset.
Yeah.
Some
Mhm.
people like don't need to be photographers,
No.
dude. I think
Yeah.
it's like
he wasn't even a photographer.
what?
I have
He
a,
wasn't even a photographer.
So it was for his smoothie.
Yes, his smoothie brand.
I have an actually
It's
very
giving-
similar story that I
Are you
just
serious?
remembered, and I actually told this guy to fuck off in real life.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
You?
So
Iconic.
This
Okay,
is when I
Nathan.
just started getting into photography, and it was actually in the Woodlands. I was shooting a punk show. My friends have a band, Vermin Vendetta. Go follow that shit. The drummer of that band actually is also in a band that made the intro song. So
Oh,
really cool.
nice.
I was shooting the thing, and then I noticed this old, old fella, really old, probably like 70 something,
Oh, that's old.
and like trying to jacket this and that, and he comes and he sits down next to there were some people at this age. I was like 18. No, I wasn't. I was probably 19. Wait,
Last year.
18 or not? I think it was 18. Yeah, I was 18.
Okay.
So he sits down next to also some fellow some 17-year-olds. Because we had, they got the whole gang all shows up to the concerts or whatever every weekend. And he was like, hey, like I shoot photos or something. I've published this on this website, and he showed us pictures. It was like dogs and these women and like some skanky shit. But he was asking these super young girls.
Ooh.
And so knowing how kind of media works or how I seen it work, I go over and I'm like, yeah, let me see your work, bro. And he shows me, and I'm like, okay, first of all, these aren't consistent. And he's like, yeah, I've been on this website. I look at the website, and I'm like, this is a fake website, man. Yeah, I don't believe your shit. Get the fuck out of here. And he leaves.
Period.
and they're like,
Oh
thank
my
you, because he
God.
was sitting around and harassing girls
That's
and like
so
not
gross.
leaving them. Yeah, my friend. So I'm like, you're fake. Like, get the hell out of here.
so wild.
That's why I say get out of town, because I think
Get
I
out of
probably
town.
said that too.
That would
Get
be-
out of town.
You just tell him, get out of town.
But yeah, I mean, and the thing
Like
is too,
SpongeBob.
I think
Yeah.
because of his age too, he didn't know how the all this shit works and how
True.
easily his shit could have been
Wow.
debunked just
Yeah.
by looking at it. I'm like, dude,
Ew.
creep.
Good for you, though, for
Thank you.
kicking
I
him
think
out.
they
though.
was there.
For my
Yeah.
community. Yeah.
We appreciate that.
No, but it's like, it's so, it's not just like you'll see or message these people on Instagrams and figure out their creeps. They're also just every day out in real life. And
Yep.
they could be a photographer. They could be anything. Just protect yourself, regardless of who you are. There's so much shit.
Yeah. It's kind of a short story, but
Yeah.
another time that was like weird whenever it was like my first year of modeling, I think.
Yeah.
When this guy messaged me about doing a shoot, I was like, sure,
Mhm.
whatever. I think it was it was just a collab,
Yeah.
and I did like my own makeup, whatever,
Nice.
and it was supposed to be like, I think a pink shoot was the theme.
Yeah.
And so he had a home studio, so I had to go to his house, and it was in like his game room area, and I was
Xbox.
like, I'm bringing someone.
Yeah. Oh,
So
for
I had
sure.
asked my boyfriend at the time
Yeah.
if he'd come with me. He said yeah. So we went there, And I don't even think I think I last minute told him that,
Yeah.
oh, my boyfriend's with me or whatever. And he was like, it sounded like he didn't want me to do that. Like, it just, the way that he responded, I remember being like, wow, what? Like, you know, like, just that he didn't want me to bring someone. And I was like, that's weird. And then, like, I went inside, and it's just kind of, like, awkward because it's just, like, a middle-aged guy, like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, these are, like, the outfits I brought, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we go upstairs to his little setup, and it's, like, I don't want to, like, judge or anything, but there was just, like, toys and, like, furniture, like, on the sides of the room.
Like,
and
you
then
just
there's
pushed it
a
aside.
Yeah, there's just, like, a backdrop, and then, like, some of the equipment. And I was like, this is, I don't know, it's kind of, like, weird. 'Cause, like, why wouldn't you, like, make it more professional, right?
Yeah, if you're at
Yeah.
home studio, like, the
Clean
only
it
reason
out.
that, like, mine, like, it's fucking, like, next to my bed is because I don't have anywhere else to fucking do it. But I
Yeah.
don't even use that shit anymore because now, like, Photoshop's a thing.
Yeah. And
Like,
yeah.
there's no
you-
reason you really need to.
I feel like now you're, like, out and about.
Oh, yeah, I'm
I feel like
always
you're not
downtown
really-
now. There's
yeah.
no way I'm ever going to shoot my house again. There's
And
no
also,
way.
you're
That was
not a
when I was-
middle-aged man.
That's true.
Not that means
I'm
you
pretty
can't be
much-
creepy, but, like, it lessens that factor, at least for me personally.
And I think we're from who I've worked with so far, we're like the youngest.
Yes, there's
people.
not a lot
We're
of
both
people.
20, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good shit. Good shit.
We're not, like, there's not a lot of people that are, like, as young as we are. I mean, there's a lot of young creatives in Houston,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but, like,
Ones
I've came
that
across
meet.
I've
Yeah.
came across a lot more, like, middle-aged, like, older people, older men,
Oh, really?
specifically.
25 and above.
Maybe
pretty
we
much.
need to get wherever you're
Yeah,
at,
yeah.
because
POC side, like, we have so many young creatives.
Really?
Yeah, like, the Houston creative scene is mainly, like, 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Really?
There's, like, they host art shows all the time.
we need to
like,
go to an art
What
show.
the
Check
hell?
out Sandman Studios.
Sandman.
Oh, we love Sandman.
They had their
Sandman.
first. The first.
That was our
event I
first
went
event
to
was
was
at
there.
Sandman.
Oh, I think
It was
I
Nudes and
there.
Hues.
Really?
There
Not
was
at the
something,
event.
but, like, there was
Oh.
something going on at the same time.
Yeah, because I feel
Probably.
like I remember seeing y'all.
Really?
Yeah. It
I-
was, what was I doing?
There was, like, an exhibit,
Oh,
maybe? Or,
Joshua
like,
Allen, another young creator.
Yeah.
He was hosting his gallery show and, like,
Okay.
talk there.
Really?
But yeah, like, if you go there or check out their Instagram, like, there's always stuff going on,
Oh yeah.
usually by young people. And
Okay.
I think that's so cool. That's a really cool thing about Houston. When I moved here 3 years ago, like, back in Dallas, we do not have this. Like, we don't have the creative scene built out as much as Houston. It's
That's
more
what
so,
I was
like,
wondering. We
indie
went to
music.
Dallas a few weekends ago, and I was like, I wonder what it's like out here. If it's the same or
It's
better.
very interesting. It's like
Yeah.
it's different, but for the things I enjoy, Houston is it for me.
I think
What do you enjoy?
I
What's
enjoy
like? What would you say?
like more editorial, like
Okay.
magazine type of work,
So just more
Same.
corporate
and
there.
just like
Same.
create like artistic.
Yeah.
Dallas is very like, I would describe it more like stock photo-y,
Oh.
very indie music oriented, like concert photography, which is
Hmm.
cool. It's just not my
Yeah.
cup of tea. Like, I don't
Yeah.
love
From what I
a concert
noticed,
photo.
and what's very interesting to me is like
I
I
enjoy it,
started
but-
out, I think, concert photography, or at least that's where I developed. I think. my
I
style the
noticed
most.
that, but I loved your concert
Thank
pictures
you.
that I saw.
Yeah,
I
they're
still take it
cool.
occasionally.
Yours are-
They're cool when they're
yeah.
very creative and like you put
Yeah.
like artistic
Yes.
thought
And then they're
behind
not
it.
just a picture of what's happening.
Yeah, and I've noticed like every city has its own sort of
Mhm.
style.
And I've noticed the photographers that mainly do it in Houston usually then start with that. It develops their style and they branch out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kind of like I did. Like
Interesting.
photographers who emerge from concert photography in Dallas, for example, are much different than photographers that have emerged from concert photography here in Houston, which I love. I couldn't tell you as to why it's different. Maybe it's warmer here.
I lived there, so it's just like a different scene. I felt like all through high school,
Yeah.
I couldn't really be creative. Like, no one in my high school did photography. Like,
You want to talk
like, I
closer
had-
to, just
oh.
in case.
I had like no creative friends in school. I had to like, that's why I turned to social media at early age.
That's what I did too.
And I was like, oh, like my community, see, like I'll go
Yeah.
home after school and talk to my photo friends on like Instagram.
Mhm.
And that's what got me through and like
Mhm.
motivated me to keep going.
I-
But
I had a similar experience.
I
like,
quit during high school. I quit my creative shit because
Really?
everyone was
What?
dogging on that.
Exactly.
Or
I got
here's the thing.
bullied so much.
Maybe not
for
everybody
it,
was
Exactly.
dogging on it, but I felt like they
like no one
were.
supported.
Yeah.
No one like said like,
Yeah.
oh, you're doing good. Like
I
keep
kind of
doing
just
it.
said screw
Yeah.
all those people. I would get told some really nasty stuff, and I even had like to get this guy like removed from my classes because I
Holy
found
shit.
out he was one of the people that harassed me over the phone, saying he was gonna send the SWAT team to my house,
Oh.
saying they were gonna come to my house and rape me,
Oh
like,
my god.
a bunch of crazy stuff on a live stream. Like I was in tears
Ye-
after,
Oh, I'm so
terrified.
sorry.
There was like a
That's-
group of
Hey,
guys
for that.
saying that.
The fact that you're like, even you know, you probably had a smaller following at that time. You only
Yeah.
hear about that shit from huge
Yeah, no, you don't need
creators.
it. You don't need a huge following. Like I was,
The fact that didn't deter you, though,
Definitely.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Thanks.
some shit to get through.
Yeah.
And that'll push you.
I had a lot of crazy stuff like that
Yeah.
happen, like in school, and I mean, I left halfway through my sophomore year, which people apparently there was a rumor that I left because I thought I was a famous YouTuber. I had 3,000 subs, and I was like,
Hell yeah.
come on, y'all
That
really
is famous.
thanks, but that was not my mentality, and
Yeah.
that's not why I left.
Yeah.
Like
And it
I
can be,
people just made shit up because they thought like my goal was, I guess, to be famous and, you know, to do all the stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
I'd leave
but-
at 3,000 subs, too.
But that wasn't what happened. I left due
Yeah.
to mental health and physical health reasons, not
Yeah.
because of that. Like that was just bullshit. I was like, I didn't know
Mhm.
people were saying that at all. Like, and I'm over here like just struggling so bad.
Yeah.
I'm now wondering if, because of that situation and people being misinformed, do you think, and you left for the reasons being mental and physical
Yeah.
and some stuff, do you think that has played into any of the way that you approach it now by showing that side?
I've always shown that side of
Yeah.
me. Like I said, I used to overshare.
That's right.
I used to
Forgot
overshare.
about that.
So I think maybe it led to me not sharing as much because, I mean, also I got older and I was like, you
Yeah.
know, kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yeah.
Just mainly for like professional, like wanting to be more professional and
Yeah,
all
huh?
that stuff. But I don't know. I feel like I've always been pretty open, and it is a very big thing for me to advocate for is
It
mental
is.
health because I'm still affected by
Going
that.
through shit, yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm glad that you're sharing that, because when I see your stuff, and I've texted you about it too, it makes me feel better, because I'm like, thank God I'm not and I'm not. It's not necessarily that I'm not strong enough. Maybe it is, but that's not how I portray. But even someone who doesn't share that stuff on the media, like me, like I get it, and it helps me. So thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank
because
you.
it's important to know that you're not the only one going through shit like that.
Yeah, it is important.
And that's why I hate when people can make fun of that shit, because it's like, okay, it's not for you then. Don't watch it.
You wanna
for the
know
people
something
who it
funny?
helps. Huh.
So one of the people who picked on me, I actually had never met him before, but one of the people that would say things like, oh, kill yourself and this and that, all this cyberbullying. I think it was about 2 years ago, he DM'd me on Instagram and apologized for everything.
Wow.
And I was like, he messaged me and I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
And he was like, I just wanted to say, like, I'm sorry for how I used to treat you or my behavior or whatever. And I was like, who is this? And he told me his name and I was like, oh my God. Like, I remember you. And I was like, thanks for the apology.
Wow.
But I never said, it's okay. My thing is, if it's not okay, it's not okay. I'm very good about, if someone apologizes to me and I'm not okay with it, I just say, thanks for the apology.
Yeah.
Like,
So I said that to him and I was like, I cannot believe.
yeah.
And he was like, I was so like depressed or something like that.
That's
Like he
good.
was dealing with his own shit.
Yeah.
And he told me that. And I was like,
which is
that's-
mainly the case. Like
Exactly.
people that are
Exactly.
miserable in life like tend to come after other people, but
Yeah.
it's not really
And
an
I've-
excuse.
yeah.
no, it's
I-
so
I be
fucked
mean.
up.
I've noticed that,
Yeah.
and I've had, bullies in high school and shit. And what I'd like want them to know is, hey, that shit fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like, it did, but it's given me something to work past.
Mhm.
I'm now better, or like moving past it, and I can only hope
Yeah.
that because of the reason they're doing that they're not fucked up, or
Yeah.
they don't think, or like that was probably on his mind a lot. The fact that he also reached out,
As it should be.
meant that he has thought about it.
He even asked me to model his clothes.
Really? Hey, look, I'm sorry, but can you model for this? Because
I was like, how the tables
you
have
better raise those
turned.
prices then. That's a way you can raise the prices too.
I was like, maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe one day, maybe we'll see.
Well then.
It was just funny. But I will say, like, the main reason I ever started social media
Yeah.
or anything was because I wanted to help people.
This is awesome.
That was literally, like, always going through my mind
Yeah.
because I knew what it was like to feel like you don't have anybody or that no one's, like, a voice or that
Yeah.
just you feel alone. I felt alone a lot when I was, younger, in my early teens and childhood. Like, I dealt with a lot of stuff, and I just wanted to be that person that, like a role model or
Yeah.
someone that would actually be authentic and talk about things and hopefully connect with others. And, like, if 13-year-old me knew about me creating
Yeah.
FCC, I think she would be like,
Flipping out.
whoa. Because honestly, it all came full circle. And I had just actually thought about this
Yeah.
very recently, where I was like, it really does connect to like my intentions when I started.
Yes.
And even just like, I don't know, just thinking about it is crazy. Because like FCC to me is such a great way to actually connect in person,
Mhm.
which is like my favorite thing rather
Yes.
than online. I love
So
connecting in
much.
person and all that. Just
Uh-huh.
like experiencing stuff, like
Yeah.
having experiences. I think it's great. So it's really interesting how it all kind of came full
That's cool.
circle.
Yeah, I noticed that although maybe the reasons we create an example such as, now we're having to make short form content and kind of force that out because it works with the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
The overall reason we're doing that. That could have been a bigger burp. I should have.
Where's
held
the
that one a little bit
belch?
more. I know.
This episode's
Second.
belch.
Hold up. Hold up.
Oh.
Never mind.
What?
Almost. It almost came out.
What is that?
It'll come out at a random point. So
You
stay
can't
tuned.
force the belch.
I know. And if it did, it would be a different type of
Ugly
burp. It
belch.
just won't work.
Oh my god, I
Come
forgot to tell
on.
you. Sorry, this is like side note.
No, go.
But I had a dream last night with Nathan in it that like
Oh, I'm honored.
we got like in a car accident.
No.
And you were like throwing up.
Like got
it-
hit. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so nervous.
No, it was scary. I just thought about this. Is
I
this
would
like
puke.
is this common like when you have like car trauma?
Yeah, that's probably from your trauma, to be
yeah,
honest.
like it was
That's
bad.
scary.
It was very
Yes.
specific. Like it was like a whole story plot. I was like not expecting the ending.
Wow.
Ew.
Did we also? Was it on film as well?
It was not, but I was like, should I film this like before it happened? And then I didn't.
The
film
comments
it.
just flood through your head of all
Oh
those
my
people like, yeah, I
God.
can't believe you.
Because it was like something else going on. I was
The
like,
life of
really?
a content creator. Should I
It's-
film this?
it's so
fun.
weird. Like it was
Yeah.
such a weird dream. Anyways,
That is.
Yeah, it's like, although media has changed and we're doing short form content now to kind of stay up with the algorithm, our overall intentions, I believe, at least with me personally, and I hope a lot of people out there, is like, it's been the same since we were young, since we were kids. Like we definitely grew up in the age of like social media, and
Yeah.
that was. It's not like social media is the main thing. It's just that's how we deliver what
Yeah.
we see in our heads
Mhm.
to the public. For example,
It's
like
It's our outlet.
It's our
and it was
outlet.
our way of like sharing
getting
and
shit out there.
expressing.
Yeah,
and
like when I started, I had no place to put my work.
Yeah.
I just put it on a disc or just have it as an MOV file on my little
Mhm.
laptop.
Flickr.
And then Flickr. What the hell? How old are you?
Oh. Hey,
I don't even know
miss
what that
Flickr
is.
days, Visco
I feel
days.
like I-
Visco,
okay,
I
Visco,
know.
yeah.
that I can get. But
I
that
feel like Flickr. That was a
sounds like a dating app.
dating app for photographers.
Oh my
Flickr.
gosh, I would
though.
hate that. No.
It's called Shutter.
And you click together.
Oh, hey, let's start it, and it's for content creators only.
I can picture you and me
Dude, that's
together.
Raya.
That's great.
Please. No, yeah, but
New invention. I'm getting another business now. So I gotta
Nobody
get.
else in the frame but us.
I gotta get.
maybe I'll belch next after that.
We should all harmonize and do one together.
Oh, like
That's
a song.
disgusting.
That's
I
the-
need something to drink then if
outro
I really need to
song.
get one out of me,
That
It's
breeze.
cold. It was cold yesterday or 2 days ago too. For the reason.
Oh, it's the first day of spring.
We're all just like.
Is it really? Well,
Well, it's not giving
we
spring
need the
out.
sun.
trees are bloom.
It's giving winter.
What I like the most about spring is when you have the bright green leaves just budding with the distant storm purple dark clouds in the background. It creates that natural contrast that you can't get anywhere else. The
That was
smell
so
of the pollen.
Imagery. Yeah, the imagery.
Oh,
What?
yes.
You
Oh,
should do a
yes.
shoe with that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so down.
With those words.
Pollen doesn't f with me anymore, man. Like I used to be all like, like it used to really screw with me. And then this year I said I am done. I told my body, hey, let's cut this out. I don't got time for that shit. And so now I mean, hopefully another episode I don't show up and be like, I'm sick. It didn't work.
I
my
wish my
God.
allergies have been off the
Mosquitoes
wall.
too?
Through the roof.
They don't-
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes don't also f with me as much. I still obviously we're gonna get bit, but I used to get just attacked, and now I'm just like I started to let them bite me for a little bit. to
It's
just be
because you
like,
got
hey.
the electric shock now.
I do. Have y'all noticed that? I've been shocking everybody and everything all day. The chick, look. I put it close. My hair stands up. Burped
Cut.
yet though. Well, I guess it's a
It's
a lucky
fine.
event. It's
It is.
maybe next episode, huh?
Tune in
Maybe,
next time to see if
Tune in next time to see the ultimate belt.
Yeah, the next one's gonna be crazy. It's been saving up for these past 2
Ultimate.
episodes, so it's building itself.
Damn it.
Please.
I know. I'm sorry. Who was the person that commented that? I need to apologize because he loved it. He's like, I'm tuning in next week for the belch.
Aw.
So I gotta personally. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. That sounded so genuine. I'm
No,
sorry,
for real,
bro.
though.
You're really trying to find this comment.
I want to apologize to the fella, cause
To the fella.
to the fella.
I need
need
to apologize to the fella.
Please.
Fella.
Let's see. Come on.
Do, 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 do.
All right, Lala. It may not be a dude. It may not be a dude. I forgot the name.
I knew it's a girl.
Well, thank you.
All right, Lala.
Lala,
Lala.
I'm sorry that I didn't burp
Lala.
this episode. I promise I'm
We're so sorry.
So, yeah, she said he or she or they or whatever. Tune in next week's. Tune in for next week's
I
belch.
cannot.
Could be something else. Oh, that's what I said. That rhymed, and y'all chuckling over that made me smile.
Right.
I'm glad that my.
Supportive.
Could be something else. Like.
And what was I drinking that episode? Nothing.
Nothing.
It was just natural. It just comes out of me
Natural
at a certain point. Where do you want to see FCC go? 'Cause I
Okay.
love it. Everyone who goes seems to love it, and I get a lot of good shit. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going there. So,
Especially now that you got that free entry.
especially now that I have the free entry, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna pick, and choose. I'm really gonna
Go ahead.
build it up. I'm down.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So we are still working on our next month and what's coming up, but I guess our ultimate goals is we really want our own studio.
Ooh.
We really want our own studio because we want like a home base,
Yeah.
not only for like simple things like meetings,
Yeah.
storage, all that stuff, like storage, like equipment and stuff.
No, I'm not laughing at you.
Oh, okay, I was like,
thinking
is
of
that silly?
the posting yesterday, those offices.
Oh my God, there's just vacant offices there, and I guess they tried to start a business, but no one's gonna pay. We looked that up, like $150 a month for one little desk, and then parking, and
What?
you're in the middle of the city.
I don't know why I thought about that. You said
That's-
home base.
I know people that have got more work done in a small little college dorm than
Mhm.
you don't need to go to that shit.
Anyways.
That's crazy.
We
don't
got that much,
support.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we want a studio.
Uh-huh.
And so not only to do the smaller like team things,
Yeah.
whatever, and also to create our own content because
Yeah,
obviously
almost
that'd be
definitely.
awesome.
It's a huge deal.
But just a place to host our events and our shoots and
Yeah.
everything, it would be so like first of all, it would cut our budget. Obviously,
Mhm.
it's more expensive, like I guess
Yeah.
up front or whatever, but
Mhm.
it would be a great investment and long term.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a smart decision and a smart way to
Yeah,
go about
most
FCC.
definitely.
Yeah.
So we really want our own studio one
Mm.
day.
Good move.
Another thing, we also y'all know about this, but we do want to start our own podcast as well.
Hell yeah.
So we feel like it would be really cool, and just what we're doing, it really fits because it's very community based.
Mm-hmm.
So we do want to do that. We're working on that. Let's see. We are definitely going to be doing something like we'll do something next month, which
Yeah.
next month will be April.
You're good.
It might be. Will it be this month? But in 2 weeks.
What is today?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2
yeah, yeah.
weeks. Okay.
Yeah, so something.
So
in
this
April.
month, probably. But anyways, sometime in April we'll have something, and then just usually we do stuff every month.
Yeah.
Not always like an event, especially because we're kind of changing things up from here on out. But
Mhm.
we always have some type of opportunities for
Most
people every
definitely, yeah.
month. So
That's
definitely
exciting.
follow us and stay
Yes.
tuned.
It's like it's tag different. Go check out like what's going on like right now.
Yeah.
So, because
Yeah.
probably show up. I know I'm definitely going. With
Yeah.
my free
So
pass.
I mean, definitely a lot of exciting stuff though, for sure.
Oh yeah.
That is exciting. I
yeah.
love seeing like Houston creatives just open new like opportunities for people because there's so many
Yeah.
beginners too. Like yesterday I ran into
Exactly.
someone that wanted to start. He didn't know how to like use autofocus, manofocus, and I like taught him on the
Yeah.
spot. Like there's so many
Nice.
new people that
Yeah.
want to get into it. So this is exciting. Like
It's so
Yeah.
great. I
definitely
love
check
it.
them out and
It's
like
an ever-growing niche.
see what they have in store next. Like you
Yeah.
can always learn from anything, the
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
an event, whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. So definitely a lot of stuff coming up. And then when it comes to my stuff, I have actually tomorrow I'm doing another campaign with Chi. So I
Hell
have that. I was recently in a global campaign.
Woo.
So I don't know if it's like officially released yet because it always takes like
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a global campaign.
Sounds
I've done a lot of stuff with them.
Ooh, I can't wait to see
So,
those.
Yeah,
Jesus.
same. But yeah, I'm just working on FCC business stuff and
Yeah.
just working on my personal stuff and working on modeling and everything, trying to plan what's coming up.
I'm
but
so excited to see what you do because I
Yeah.
know you've got that
Thank you.
drive, and you especially are. I know you're always learning, and
Mhm.
gosh, you're growing so fast. I think personally within the community, and I just can't wait to see what comes of this.
Yeah, same. I'm excited
Yeah.
for what's
It's
to
gonna
come
be
this year.
it's gonna be fun. I
It's
think
gonna
this
be
year's gonna be fun.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
All
Now
right.
do outro.
Yeah.
Outro
Well, Uriel's
time.
back here, man. He's also part of FCC. Do you want to
Yeah.
fucking like? I mean,
Oh,
we can't
he's
let
gonna-
this cool jacket and sunglasses go to
Yeah.
waste. You gotta say something.
Hello,
The
everyone.
reveal. There's his face.
Hello, sweet people.
Oh my god.
Please.
Hell yeah. Oh
Yes,
my
he's
gosh.
also
Let's
here
do the
with
outro
us.
together.
Been watching.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching our podcast. As always,
Thank
it's
you.
always so great to have you here, and hopefully you were able to pick up some good information and just get insight into the creative process of how we think and stuff like that. We're learning. Hopefully you're learning too. Maybe you've already learned. Teach us.
Please teach
But,
us.
Want to know?
But thank you guys as always. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you again
Thanks
next
for
week.
watching
Yeah.
and or listening.
watching,
Yes, we'll
guys.
see y'all next week. Come to First Class Creatives for
Yeah.
real.
Please.
Come check
We'd
us
love
out.
to have you.
It's great. All right,
All right.
y'all. Take care.